Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenex, NGRS Radio's Xbox podcast. As always, we throw up the X. Yes, because we're about to throw down. I am your host, Eddie V. Joining me is the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
Hey, what's up?
And boss man, Mr. Corey Deere.
Woohoo! I'm here. I'm alive.
Hi, guys.
I'm wearing my Assassin's Creed 3 t-shirt.
Yes.
Sadly underrated Assassin's Creed. Not the best Assassin's Creed. I feel a little bit underrated. I feel like that game got a lot of heat.
After you just told me no, not to play it.
I said you could skip it because it's 5 games old at this point.
I still need to want to play it, maybe. Wow.
I do like the tomahawk. I'm not gonna lie, that is a cool weapon.
Yes.
That somehow they should find out how to bring that back. By the way, I
have my Studio Ghibli t-shirt on, custom made. Jesse has his.
I have my Joker and Penguin. It's basically a play on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's like it says we can't go here. This is Bat Country, and they're in the car, driving, like in Fear and Loathing.
Yes. Is our Xbox mascot here?
Yeah, he's sleeping. He's over here sleeping.
Yes, everybody don't know our mascot Lennon. He normally joins us, and he's become our Xbox mascot. But everybody, if you're watching this video, I hope that you enjoyed the new intro that got attached to it. Yes, everybody. Boss Man worked very hard to bring you guys a new intro to the show. So, hope you really do enjoy it. Hope you can recognize all the games that's in it. It makes you think of, what game is that? What is it?
I'm really mad because as much as we talk about how much we love Tomb Raider, we didn't put Tomb Raider in our new intro.
Well, I know for me it's been done, so that's why I didn't put it for mine.
I'm gonna have to add it somehow. I don't know where or how, but I have to. I have to find a way.
As it fades out, you just have her like looking at the back, the scenic mountains in the snow, and then it cuts to the show.
It's gonna be our ending. Watch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I was trying to just go for doing Xbox games that were mostly just Xbox or whatever for mine, but that's why I didn't pick it. But I think I did eventually pick something that wasn't exactly just Xbox, but.
Yeah. So everybody, E3 is coming upon us, and we're gonna have a special discussion about that at the end of the show.
Woo!
We did our predictions. Go check out that episode on what we think will be shown at Microsoft conference. We're going to be trying to do a live stream about it. We're working on the details, getting that together, so we let you guys know. So follow us on Twitter at Arsenal X Podcast, and follow us on Facebook at our Arsenal X Facebook page. Tink. Yes, for more details. And come to ngrradio.com for more details also, if you guys want to see more content up there. But before we get into the show, I want to know what you guys been playing. What's been in your arsenal? I'm going to start with myself this time.
Is this because I started with myself on Pal Block?
Kind of, yes.
I have a surprise game for you, Ed, by the way.
Oh, I cannot wait.
When I started playing.
So on the Switch, I played Ikaruga N++, and I started Just Shapes and Beats. Please, everybody, go watch me nerd out about this game on Nintendo Power Block. Super fun game if you own a PC or a Switch. Hopefully, it comes to other consoles. Definitely, I would love to see it on Xbox. But if it doesn't, check the game out and check out my reaction and my thoughts about it. For PlayStation, I played Next Machina. For Xbox, played Sea of Thieves. We're in doing squad goals, and we're in a Hungarian Deep. Jesse is our captain because we follow his lead because he knows what he's doing. And we're just like, okay. And yes, everybody, I didn't fall asleep this time. Yes,
I almost did towards the end because it was 2:50 in the morning, and I was like waiting for directions from Jesse, and I'm just like, and at the end, like whenever the squad goals video airs, I don't know what the schedule is right now, but like you're gonna see my character towards the end just be like, and then you'll see me jerk down real quick like this.
It's so funny. So when you while me and Jesse was talking, you had disconnected to the headset, and we're just like, where'd the boss man go? I thought you fell asleep. Like, he probably in his chair asleep. Then he left the party.
I didn't fall asleep, but I was definitely dozing.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can check that in the coming weeks. We also Jesse and Corey also play for Royale with Cheese. They played the new or they played some PUBG. They didn't get into the new map. Still trying to figure out how that is working. But you can check them out. They each have their thoughts, or Jesse would have thoughts, I should say. I was playing Earthlock during that time. But for personal, I've been playing Naruto Shippuden. I'm sorry, Jesse, I didn't meet my deadline. I'm going to go back and finish it. I actually have to switch to my other controller. The controller I was using, the B button is getting stuck. So I feel like I need to clean it out. But my other B button on this controller works perfect.
I'm glad, because like that happens to me too. Like, well, it's not for me. It's not the B button. It's the X button that gets like kind of. It's not like I eat anything while I'm playing. I don't know why it's sticky, but like I need to go through and clean out my controllers because my one Switch Pro controller is getting like that too, and I don't know why. Like, I wash my hands. I'm not like a dirty person. I don't eat or when I'm playing games. Very rarely do I do that, and I make sure it's nothing like greasy or anything when I do. But like, I don't know. It just happens, I guess.
Last but not least, I've been playing Battlefield Hardlines. It's a game that I got for a while back, and I just want to go through it. It's for a project that I'm doing for the summer, for Optional Opinion. You guys can check out that podcast if you want to hear what games I will be playing for my Backlog Bash blowouts. So, Boss Man, what's been in your arsenal?
Well, we've been playing. Jesse and I played Battlegrounds yesterday, and it was weird because when we were playing it, we were like, "Why does this game feel so different? It felt so weird and so different." And it's because it's like running at a solid 30 frames a second now. It's like there's no there wasn't any texture pop in. They're all like, even when you jumped out of the plane, it was silky smooth. I was like, what's going on here? This is like insane how good it felt. It was almost playing a different game is how smooth it felt.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But I also tried Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed to try to see if like I could find a game for my wife and I to play together because she likes Mario Kart, but let's face it, we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for like 5 years now. So man, 5 years. I've been with my wife almost 5 years. That's insane. But let's see, what else have I been playing? Oh, I started a new Guardian in Destiny on Xbox because I want to see all the changes they made. And since everybody I know on my PlayStation doesn't play anymore, I'm like, we got to do a Squad Goals of Destiny at some point. So like, I did it. So, we'll see.
Mine's reinstalled, and I've played it, recently too. So
yeah, well, like
I'm ready.
When I was cutting the new intro, it was like I used the cutscene from Warmind, which is the second expansion, and like Anastasia Bray is like awesome, and like she has all these cool moves, and the cutscene was cool, so I used that cutscene in the intro, and I'm like, this cutscene really makes me want to get back into Destiny. And like Destiny 2 opens up so cool where like you're fighting through the tower and everything. I forgot how like cool that campaign was, and just how much they kind of simplified it in a good way at the beginning, and then like at the end game is kind of where it fell apart. It was like this game has the opposite problem what Destiny 1 had, right? Where like there's no story, but you know, there's a lot to do at the end. So I don't know. I know that live stream is 2, so I think the live stream will have already happened by the time this episode posts, but I think it's on the 5th, and we'll find out what's happening in year 2. So I don't know. I'm excited to get back into Destiny. I'm sure I'm more optimistic than most people, and like I actually don't mind how Destiny 2 went, because like there's a lot of other games we want to play, you know, and like Destiny, it doesn't, like, everybody wants it to be the only game they play, and I'm like, I don't, because I did that for a year and a half, and I'm like, that was like the worst year of gaming ever. So like I want Destiny to be a game where like, hey, I'm going to play through this campaign. Hey, I'm going to play through some of this stuff. I'm going to level up my Guardian. Oh, I'm there. Are my friends leveled up? Are we going to try the raid or the raid lair? Maybe. If not, oh, I'll set it down until the next expansion comes out. Like, that was okay for me. So, I don't know. I mean, I still think it has some glaring issues, but I don't know. Getting back into that game and seeing how fun like it is to shoot, and seeing those characters in fully rendered cutscenes and stuff is still cool, cool to watch. So
I had to install it again. I fear that's gonna be like, let me put my Ethernet cable on my Xbox and let me let it install for the next 6 hours.
But yeah, that's kind of really all I've been playing. Oh, I've been playing N++2 on Switch, but
yes,
you'll have to check out Nintendo Pal Block, Nerds Gone Rogue's Nintendo show that you should download every Tuesday and Friday on your podcast service of choice, and you can hear my thoughts on N++. Spoilers, it's really good and really hard.
Jesse,
you cannot look at me for plugging my podcast, Ed, when you just did the same thing.
Well, that is true. That very is true. I am busted. My boss got me. Please do not write me up.
Man, I love you, Ed.
It's
a good time.
Jesse, what's been in your arsenal? I can't with you. Let me go throw you a spicy chicken somewhere.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so yeah, you can watch Pal Block to listen. Like, I went and I played at a barcade. I played a whole bunch of games, like arcade games and stuff. Like mostly Nintendo stuff and all that. I did that today, but yeah, we played some PUBG, and like Corey was saying, it was running really smooth. And mind you, I'm playing on a original, Xbox One, and it was still running pretty nice. So, and Corey, you're on an S, right? You use an S now for the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
For right now. Yeah.
Yeah, my plan is to use the S for recording and the X for me time.
Okay.
That's the plan, but
yeah,
plans change, so who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we were playing that, and it's nice to see that game like running super smooth. And yeah, it was like, I didn't even think about it until like Corey had mentioned something, just because most games we play, run, normal, and we hadn't played it in so long that I didn't really think of it. But like the second he mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, like none of the buildings were like, looked like, piles of clay or whatever. Like everything was all preloaded already by the time we landed. So yeah, I was glad to see that finally getting some progress, and that means some things are happening and stuff as far as getting that game closer to being the 1.0 or whatever. So
I wonder when that's gonna hit 1.0 on Xbox.
They said this fall.
Yeah,
it was about September.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder if it was gonna be like they're trying to get it this year by this year.
They may announce it at E3, but I think they mentioned like the plan is to get it sometime this fall.
Yeah,
that they're working hard to get it up this fall.
It wouldn't surprise me if they announced that like somewhere in their E3 press conference. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like Xbox needs something positive about, you know, Microsoft published games, and since they're publishing it on Xbox, like that would be a good, not like a good lead in, but like a good kind of first third of their press conference. Like, hey, guess what? PUBG, they show off maybe the new vehicles, they show off like the helicopter stuff or whatever, and they're like, hits 1.0 this August or whatever. I think they want to avoid September and October just because, you know, Tomb Raider, Spider-Man, Red Dead, Call of Duty, Battlefield, like, you know, all that stuff. I think they want to avoid that, but I think August right there, like right when like Madden hits and maybe the Xbox bundle, Madden PUBG bundle or something, you know.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of smart for them.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see like maybe a little rendered trailer of like maybe anything that they might be working on for the future, because I have a feeling, you know, like right now they're just basically trying to worry about getting the you know, the main game done, and then I'm sure they're gonna have you know, plans for the future that they've already got kind of stored away for once they get, you know, once they're done enough with the game to get to that point to make more. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some like some news for like upcoming things that they plan on doing, even if just someone talking about, like, you know, one of the developers talking about what their plans are for the future.
Yeah,
because they really do need something to try to get people back to, you know, playing it. I mean, they still have their hardcore fan base and stuff, and you know, by no means is that lacking in players, but you know, they don't have the players that they used to have.
Yeah.
But so they need to do something to freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
well, everybody, that's all been in our arsenal. We'll have more to talk about once E3 happens. And if you guys are planning for E3, you could go to the E3 website and check what time in your city, what time zone it's going to be. For me and Jesse, it's going to be 3 p.m. If you live in like Indiana or Ohio, it'll be at 4 East Coast time. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to call it when because I'm just like, well, I'm right close to Indiana, so I don't know.
Time zones are dumb, but
we're gonna get into some Arsenal news, and we got like about 5 stories for you guys. State of Decay 2 receives much needed stability pack. This stories, this reporting has all coming from Game Informer. Despite this being the issue that needed the most addressing and moving from the janky but promising first entry in the series to a sequel, Undead Labs still had problems tying it all together in time for the May 22nd release date. Adding 4-player co-op to the mix certainly didn't make this easier. This weekend, the studio took the first step toward remedying the issues with the giant 20-gigabyte patch. According to Undead Labs, the main issues this patch addressed are increased stability, improved networking interactions for clients, improved network vehicle interactions, and the elimination of out-of-memory crashes. As you would expect with the patch of this size, it also addresses a bunch of smaller issues as well that the studio outlined in their patch notes. Me and Jesse was playing it a couple of days ago, and you know, we had some issues, but not too much. Everything was like running buttery smooth. And when we even played with Corey, we had some issues, but not too much. So this patch kind of really fixed a lot of the multiplayer stuff. I think when you played the single player, like, it was really good. It was easy to play. But with this new patch, and it's weird because, like, I think it's just like automatically installed in my system overnight. because I never got a, oh, this needs to be installed. I think they just like installed it if they recognize that you had the game.
Yeah, maybe did a force update.
Yeah,
because a lot of the times your Xbox can sometimes, if it gets a force update, it will do it on its own at night. But
yeah, so. I mean 20 gigabytes is big, so
yeah.
But I'm like, if for your $30, if this helps improve the game, yeah. People paid $30 for PUBG, and it took them a long time to update the game.
Yeah.
So
much smaller group though of people, I think, too, doing PUBG. I think that's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's harder for a team like, PUBG is kind of like, I think they made, like we've talked about it before, they made so much money in such a little amount of time that they didn't really know how to handle their success. Whereas, like, I feel like Undead Labs kind of, with the backing of Microsoft from the get-go, and, like, they have managed expectations plus the support of Game Pass, I think they just know. Like, they know, like, okay, we're probably going to sell about, or have downloaded, like, maybe 2 million units at the most, at like right out of the gate, and like this is what we can expect, and it's a budget title, quote unquote, so
yeah,
I don't know, but I'm glad that game got some stability patches. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stick with State of Decay. It's not a bad game or anything, it's just like it's not my type of game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the next story. NetEase buys minority stake in Bungie. NetEase has purchased a minority stake in Bungie, giving the Chinese tech company a seat on Bungie's board of directors and a potential inroad for the developer to bring its games to China. According to a report from GameIndustry.biz, NetEase invested more than $100 million in the studio. Bungie posted about the deal on its own website, saying in part that the partnership will help us explore new directions. With their industry expertise, they empower us to build new worlds and invite players, new and old, to join us there. They'll help us support separate teams inside Bungie to bring our newest ambitions to life. The studio also addressed concerns that Destiny players might have. We'll continue to work with our partners at Activision to foster this global community and turn new players from all over the world into Guardians, the statement continued. Our commitment to that world is not diminished by this announcement. NetEase is a titan in native China, operating a host of its own mobile and PC games, as well as managing the licenses of several Western games, including Blizzard's Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and StarCraft, and Mahjong's Minecraft. What about Destiny 2? NetEase Games GM for strategic investments and partnerships Simon Zhu told GameIndustry.biz that bringing the MMO shooter to China wasn't their call. As far as Destiny 2 is concerned, while we are huge fans of the title and would love to bring it to China, that decision is ultimately Bungie and Activision Blizzard's. Bungie is a phenomenal independent developer, and we have a strong relationship with them, rooted in our long-term partnerships on the Destiny franchise. Activision said in a statement, "This deal does not impact Activision's partnership with Bungie or our plans for the future of the Destiny franchise."
Yeah.
So,
you know what this screams to me? You know what this screams to me?
What?
A free-to-play first-person shooter for Chinese audiences. For them to, like...
I can see that.
Like, I mean, I thought about this a lot since I told you about it yesterday, Ed. Like, I'm just like... I'm like, okay, that's good. They get $100 million for something. But, like... And I'm sure some of that will go into Destiny. Some of that will go into a new, like, proper project when Destiny's over, right? Like... Bungie's a huge team, but like that just screams, hey, Chinese company buys into Bungie. They want a free-to-play game over in China, a free-to-play shooter to rival, some of these other free-to-play games over there. So, plus, like, Activision already has Call of Duty Online over there, which is a free-to-play Call of Duty game. So, like, maybe they want Bungie to make a shooter that's similar. So
yeah, I wonder if they maybe don't get Warframe there.
Maybe.
I wonder.
I don't know.
Because from what I understand, a lot of people think Warframe is a better game than Destiny, but it's free to play, and it would be like in that same kind of vein. I wonder if maybe they just don't have Warframe there, so they could have for them to spend the money to get Destiny over there.
Yeah,
but I wonder how Bungie's going to make these games feel different.
I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is to, like, if it's a free to, project one free to play game for China, right? I don't think their goal is to make a different or experimental game. I think their goal is to make a simple to understand free to play game that people can spend money on cosmetics, like, because that's the Chinese market. They don't have consoles over there. Like, that market is really hard to break into. That's Project 1. Project 2, probably a game similar to Destiny that they're going to try not to mess up, because, you know, that Bungie or that Destiny community is really just furious with that game, to the point where, like, a lot of people are already saying they're not going to go back for this new expansion, which I think is complete trash, because people say that all the time, and I feel like people are going to go back. But, like, I don't know. I bet it's going to be some kind of overly ambitious, and it's going to suffer from what Halo 2 suffered from. It's going to suffer what Destiny 2 suffered from. It's going to be overly ambitious, and they're not going to have enough time or money to finish it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm always interested in what Bungie's doing, because I'm a huge Halo fan. I am a big Destiny fan. Like, I'm always interested to see what they're doing, and if they're getting more money to do cool projects, like, I'm interested to see what it is. I just hope they, like, pull in the reins a little bit, and, like, because that's a 500-person studio, right? They're not a small studio,
right?
Which is a lot of the reason why, like, a lot of people think Destiny was messed up, is because, like, there's 500 people there. They can't all be talking to each other, you know? Like, they just work in these little vacuums and hope it all comes together at the end, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, which is, I don't know, not the way to, like, run a studio in my opinion.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the thing is, like, most people who don't, like, even, you know, like, follow games as closely as, like, maybe we do, like, I don't think people realize that like, these people, when they're working on a game, like, they don't really always see each other or know what anyone else is working on or how anything else is really going until like the end of, like, the game is basically done. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize just how much disconnect there really is when a game's being made. But because I don't know, like, the only example that comes to mind is, like, the is it Grandma's Boy, where they work on video games?
Yeah.
And there they make it seem like everyone's, like, partying together and all working, you know, they get to take the game home and play, like, their part that they're working on, and everyone knows what they're, you know, each other is doing, but it's not really like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably see something later on this year. Hopefully with some of that money that they may hire more people. We'll see what comes out of it.
Well,
but we're gonna. Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
I was just one last thing. I was just gonna say, I think the problem, like, the only problem that seems to have been with most people is that I think they just really should have dragged out or, like, made a little bit longer of a story part of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think they would have done so much better had they just made a little bit more solid of a story, you know, that you got to live out quite a bit longer. And I think it would have been all the difference, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the next story. Ubisoft confirms Assassin's Creed Odyssey with more at E3. Man, oh goodness. Surprising basically no one, a new Assassin's Creed title leaked called Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Ubisoft, who at this point must have a sheet of paper taped to every desk in the company title what to do in case Assassin's Creed leaks again, has now just gone ahead and confirmed it. The new title, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, has the Spartan helmet in the logo. The short clip Ubisoft has posted on Twitter shows someone in Assassin's Guard being kicked off a cliff by a Spartan soldier because Spartans.
A real 300 vibe from that kick off the ledge.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Both the tweet and the video then simply says, "See you at E3." Assassin's Creed title was leaked as part of the Walmart Canada retailer Misfire a few weeks ago, but it has no subtitle. It turns out to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, likely named to invoke the ancient Greek epic poem of the same name written by Homer. Between Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed Origins, the French developer announced that they will be pursuing a 2-year development cycle for the series to focus on quality. It is unknown when Odyssey is planned to be released at the moment. And Ubisoft E3 conference takes place on Monday, June 11th at 1 p.m.
Great. Really disappointed that it's not more Origins. I'm not I wanted Aya to be the next character. I really did.
I want an Assassin's Creed water world.
That would be a mess.
I don't even know what to say to that, Jesse.
I knew that would get you guys going. That's why I said it. I don't actually want that, people. That just came to mind. I'm like, what kind of stupid movie could we put Assassin's Creed in? 100 and then Waterworld.
And the sad thing about it, Jesse, Ubisoft would do its best to get that game working, and it would still sell.
It would be Wildlands all over again. That's good.
It would have to have so many bugs to make the game worth buying.
I mean, I don't know. I thought they were gonna focus on like the origin storyline. I really did, and I know that this game ends in Greece, or just spoilers for Assassin's Creed Origins. Sorry, guys. The game ends in Greece, but like they said they were really gonna focus on the Origins stuff. They were gonna double down on content for Origins, and like this is not content for Origins. This is a new game.
Pretty much.
It's not Bayek and Aya. It's going to Greece, and like that. Just like is this game gonna lead into like Assassin's Creed 2? And like, what if you join the Brotherhood at some point and start doing missions for Ezio? Like, for some terrible reason, I feel like this is where that storyline is going, and I'm like, no, you did so good with Origins and like developing cool characters, and like I really thought we were gonna get like an Origins 2, like a proper sequel to Origins, and like a lot of the stuff that I've heard on other podcasts and read up on is like this game might be like a parallel storyline to Origins, where like it's you're following the event, like you're playing through this game during the same time as Origins is set, and then they're gonna converge into like one.
Oh, this is the Darksiders mess.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Sounds garbage.
You don't know. It could be good.
Like
how can you call something garbage when it doesn't even? We haven't even seen gameplay or story.
It sounds like garbage, because the Darksiders theory on how they just F the whole thing up sounds like garbage.
I'm gonna eat this last Twix bar here and mute myself.
In honesty, though, if I was to try to like think of like what's something that like a time period or something that they could base it in, I would actually kind of like to see them do it in the U.S. in the U.S. like during like when we first started settling here, like and have him like become like one of the people from the Native American tribes to try to like, you know, like live out like that stuff. I think that
sounds
would be.
Like you're describing Assassin's Creed 3.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh, is it? Is that what they do in 3?
Uh-huh.
A lot.
It's you literally play a Native American who's fighting in the Revolutionary War.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, well then, like to get something more like something similar to that, but more updated then, because what system was 3 on? Was it on 360?
360,
PS3, Wii U.
Oh, okay.
I'm wearing my Assassin's Creed 3 shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
I also have a cool Connor statue at my parents' house because I have a 3 feet by 5 feet area to do podcasting now.
Yeah, like literally the first Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag.
Oh, yeah. So Black Flag is a prequel to 3, which is weird.
Okay,
but
well, we're gonna move on. The original Borderlands rated for Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Why?
The first Borderlands game has been rated for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 thanks to a listing from the ever-talkative Korean ratings board. The game, which was originally released in 2009, appears to be the Game of the Year variant, which includes all of Borderlands DLC. Borderlands has since spawned a series of one sequel, a pre-sequel, a telltale side story, with the third game openly talked about but still unrevealed. Borderlands 2 and its prequel, the pre-sequel, are both already available on modern systems and what's called the Handsome Jack Collection. But Borderlands 1 has never been ported. If Borderlands 3 is imminent, it probably makes sense to just complete the loop and bring the first title over. I played it on PlayStation 3. I never played the DLC of Borderlands 1. It's a good game. I prefer 2. But that once again, that's for Korea and not for America. So take it with a grain of salt, with some cheese and mustard.
Royale,
with a Dr. Pepper, probably. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the first one quite a bit. Like like when the second one came out, I had got it, but other things were coming out during that time, so I really didn't play much of the second one.
Dude, the second one was my first pre-reserve on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, because we was going, me and my best friend, I was going to his brother's house, and we were spending the weekend. So all 3 of us was linked on our own PlayStation Online, playing with each other for like 2 whole days.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the first one, so I'm sure like I really should just play the second one because I think I have it on my Xbox right now. So, but yeah, I don't know. If they're adding more content to it, so be it. But
it's just a Game of the Year version.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's just all the DLC in the main game. So pretty much.
That's weird because it's like all that stuff for the most part already exists. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird to do that.
And Boss has no opinion, I'm assuming.
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
I'll play Rage 2 when it comes out.
Yeah.
We're going to get into our final story then. Amazon cancels Crackdown 3 orders. Microsoft says it was an error. Yesterday, a while back, Amazon Spain very abruptly canceled a number of Crackdown 3 pre-orders for the upcoming Xbox One exclusive, fueling speculation that the game might be delayed or worse. Microsoft's Aaron Greenberg says it was simply an Amazon error, however. Crackdown 3 was first announced at Microsoft E3 show 2014, but has suffered numerous delays since then. Originally pegged as the premier Xbox One X launch title, since most of its recent delays last year, fans have expressed anxiousness as Microsoft muted marketing about the game. The Amazon Spain cancellation does fuel a lot of worries that the game has been canceled, a fate that has unfortunately befallen some other Xbox One exclusives, giving Microsoft somewhat of a reputation for it. Aaron Greenberg, general manager of marketing at Microsoft, surged fans' fears over the status of the game. He wrote, "The team continues to work hard on the game for our fans. You should contact Amazon directly for any questions related to orders with them." Greenberg confirmed the game is still being worked on, but pointedly stayed away from speculation on the game being delayed at all. With E3 only days away at this point, Microsoft would likely update Xbox One owners on the status of the off-the-day game and whether we should expect it soon. And Microsoft conference is on Sunday, June 10th at 1 p.m. So... do you think that's like a normal thing? Because I've never had like pre-order. Like I said, I only did one pre-order for Amazon. But Corey, you probably would know more about it. I know you do a lot of ordering on Amazon. Have you experienced any kind of delays and they canceled your order or anything?
Usually when a game like it surprises me that it's this late, but usually when a game gets like a major delay or like a undefined like release date or whatever, sometimes Amazon will have it up for pre-order and then like cancel pre-orders because like sometimes pre-ordering, sometimes they're not sure if they're gonna get like if the game's actually gonna come out in the allotted time that they have the pre-order set. So like rarely it happens, but they do cancel pre-orders on their own terms just in case. Like, but for me, this kind of screams like maybe it's not Crackdown 3. Maybe they're just going to call it Crackdown. And maybe it's not going to follow the storyline of 1 and 2. Maybe it's just going to be a brand new Crackdown, and it's just going to be called Crackdown. And maybe they a
reboot sense.
Yeah, and maybe they're just going to have to create a new SKU, and it was just easier to create a new SKU and cancel everybody's pre-orders. And maybe there's a collector's edition at some point, and that's what this says to me is like, hey, we had to create a new SKU page for this item, and you know, Crackdown 3 doesn't exist, and maybe after E3 we'll get more clarification. But that's what this says to me is like, maybe it's a reboot, maybe they're just calling it Crackdown, maybe it's just that.
We just don't know.
Because this kind of happened with Fractured Butthole too. Like a lot of people had reserved their copies of it, you know, early, and then when with all the delays and stuff, then they ended up canceling all those, and then shortly, I think after, then you know, resetting everything to get the new dates and all that, and then pre-orders finally came back out eventually. Yeah. So. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I think more than maybe we know, you know, with things. But unless it's in the in your zeitgeist, you probably won't notice it a lot of the time. So.
And they probably have like certain days on, like if you got it on pre-order, Amazon probably have it set where, if they announce something that is getting delayed, Amazon probably have to put a new date or a new time frame or something, and that might affect the return status of it. But you know, everybody just hold out hope. You know, if Crackdown 3 may be good, it's going to be 4 years in development. They're doing some polishing for it. Look at Breath of the Wild. Shoot, even before Breath of the Wild actually got a final name, it had been delayed like for 4 years. So, and look how that turned, or 3 years, I should say. And look how that turned out. So,
well, and you know, just like looking at, you know, like the talk about the recent games that have come out. You know, you have, you know, Sea of Thieves and the most recent, the State of Decay 2. You know, like it had a lot of issues that they had to fix day one, and I mean, you know, I think they don't want to have to deal with all that kind of stuff with this game. They want to make sure that it's done, you know, when they release it, you know. So I think that's part of the issue is like, you know, Microsoft has always kind of been, you know, very strict on stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes to a fault, you know, but in the past, but they just want it to be good, and you can't fault them for that.
Yeah, they've been going like a lot of dark on their game, so kind of like the Nintendo route. Like they'll announce something and then go dark and let everybody in the industry talk, and Nintendo won't say nothing. Almost kind of like Sony too. They'll show something and then go in the dark so they can work on their game. And I think when they stay in the dark, they'll be able to focus on it, and be able to provide a great game, or provide a game that would please a lot of people, or maybe make people upset because they waited so long and it's not satisfactory up to them. So, but that's been our Arsenal news. We're going to get to our final segment, the Arsenal Exchange. Going to have kind of fun with this one. As we get close to E3, how are you guys going to prepare? Do you got snacks? You got any more predictions? Are there things that you don't want to see? Do you have a drinking game? Do you fear of falling asleep? So what are you guys doing to prepare for E3?
Oh my gosh, I have a whole bag of Tostitos and cheese in there. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. And since my parents think I'm poor, which I am, don't get me wrong. But I'm not. I'm like a self-sufficient human being. I don't like need help or anything. But like, I don't make a ton of money at my job. So like, my mom always like gives me and my wife gift cards to like order in or go out to eat or whatever. So I'm saving up some Chipotle gift cards for this weekend, and like, I'm gonna sit back, eat some nachos and cheese, have some Chipotle, and be like, it's on.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go into the grocery store and get some snacks, some Tostitos, and the nacho cheese. I kind of want to order Domino's.
I know, I want pizza also.
So, like, because I get out of church at 12 my time, so Target's only like 7 minutes away from us, so I could just drive there, get maybe about $20 worth of snacks, and then like snack come home, and, because like Microsoft press conference is probably gonna be like hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Hopefully not that long.
I'm thinking about an hour 45 because they have 2 hours blocked off, but they need to get off stage relatively quickly, right? So
right, yes. And then we're gonna have like Bethesda later on that night, but like for Arsenal X, we're gonna be taking notes and probably reviewing stuff, like looking at stuff that they're showing and have ideas. So we're getting ready for that. But like for personally, like I don't know if I have any more predictions for this. Like, what can Microsoft do for E3? Because we all focus on Nintendo and Sony, but really the question is, what is Microsoft going to do? I mean, we provide our predictions and everything, but Microsoft is leading kind of E3 for first party, and no one really has put any kind of focus on them. We want to be surprised by Nintendo, but we're just like concerned in a sense for Microsoft because we're just still in the dark.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they've put their like anything that's happening has been on full lockdown. Like, with all the other systems, you have all these things that are leaking out and stuff like that, and it's been like they've been doing a really good job of trying to keep things as quiet and secret as they can. They're like, they're really, you really haven't heard too much, as far as leaks and stuff go with Xbox this year. Like, they don't seem to be in the crosshairs nearly as much with that stuff. But
because I think probably Saturday and Sunday this weekend, like Phil Spencer and the team, I think all of them gonna be there running through the show, trying to get everything locked down. And they're probably gonna make sure that no one's in there. Make sure no one sees the Forza car, or be able to get their guests and everything. Maybe indie developers from ID Xbox, they might be talking something.
What maybe this tells me is like there might be like Sony has already kind of come out and said what they're showing, and it's not really that surprising. But like, it's the same thing with Nintendo for the most part, except like there have been a few things allegedly leaked for Nintendo, but like it tells me that Microsoft might be planning either like a lot of third-party stuff that we've already seen, like Assassin's Creed. I'm sure will be on Microsoft stage. I'm sure some sort of like Rainbow Six Siege stuff will be shown. Like, I'm sure a lot of third-party stuff will be shown there, but like this tells me that a lot of stuff is being done internally and a lot of first-party stuff might be announced. And so like I'm prepping for like there was that rumor last week floating around that like they're gonna announce 3 Gears of War themed games. And like I know like sometimes we talk rumors and we always say, hey, have some salt with that, but like, you know, Gears 5 I think is a pretty safe bet, but like a battle royale Gears game and a Halo Wars style Gears game, like that would be cool. But like, you know, like how much is that real and how much is fake? Like, I don't know. I still think Gears 5 is a safe bet, but like other than that, like there hasn't really been any like leak at all. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know if that's just because people are like, oh well, we know what we're getting from Microsoft. It's going to be Halo, Gears, Forza, Ori, maybe, and like below. But like, what if they have a cool new IP? Like, there's that rumor floating around in like March or April that the Coalition was working on a Perfect Dark game. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And like, but you know, there hasn't been really anything like the Nintendo stuff we've seen or third-party stuff, especially. Holy crap, third-party stuff is leaky.
Yeah.
Especially Bethesda and Ubisoft. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think it's like I said. I think it's just they're keeping it so much on lock, like that they're really just trying to make it so like when you watch Xbox's E3, like that's when you're gonna learn about stuff. Because they've planned to have such a big E3 this year that I think with them making such a big deal of it this year, that they just can't afford for anything to get leaked out. You know, it's so. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
I just want to see what Microsoft is doing, because they've done such a great job of like. We talk about it all the time, building the foundation for the Xbox brand. Like, the Xbox One X is an awesome box. I purchased one. You know, like, haven't really done anything with it yet, but like, you know, I'm planning on it. And like, you know, the Xbox Live is the best online service available. Game Pass is like 1,000 times better than PlayStation Now. Like, no matter which way you slice it, it's better. Just for the simple fact that you can download the games, it's cheaper. It's it's just a better service, and like they've got quality first party titles already. But like, you know, I still think, man, I think Xbox is definitely the best place to play third party games, and like first party is gonna. I feel like Xbox is coming out swinging. Like, I really do. And that's not to discourage like what Sony's got, because like I think part of what Sony is showing is interesting. Like, I think Ghost of Tsushima is like super interesting. Spider-Man looks like it's probably going to be good. Days Gone is there.
Well, I think the only thing that could get people really hyped about Sony is being able to change their gamer tag name.
Yeah, that's that would be a backwards compatible level awesome announcement from Sony.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
yeah. But I'm like, if they don't own that, or they don't do that, Sony's gonna probably be in big trouble, because a lot of people don't want the PSX experience. They don't want to be sitting down watching developers come on the couch and talk for almost 2.5 hours. They want to see games.
I think Sony's thing is going to be more in the vein of a Nintendo Direct. Honestly, the way they've kind of phrased it. Like, I think they're going to show off those 4 games. They're probably going to show off Spyro. They're probably going to have some sort of Final Fantasy update. I'm sure Kingdom Hearts will be on Sony stage. Call of Duty and Destiny are obviously going to be there because of their exclusive deal. Like, Sony's got a press conference, but we just already know like 90% of it, which is like, it's interesting, but it's not as interesting as like what's Xbox going to show.
Wait, because are they in the auditorium for theirs?
Yeah, but okay. it's I think Sean Layden's going to come out and at the beginning and talk about Sony a little bit. I think, you know, he's going to walk off stage, and it's literally just going to be a Nintendo Direct. Like, I really think that. I don't think anybody's going to interrupt the video until the end, and Sean Layden comes back out and says, "This has been the Sony PlayStation Showcase. We're entering the last phase of the PlayStation 4's life cycle. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to the games." I think maybe they have one new first-party announcement, and you know, they've got their 5 games they're bringing. What is it? Days Gone, Last of Us, Death Stranding, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima. Right? Those are the 5 games they're bringing. And then, you know,
third party.
Call of Duty, Destiny, Spyro. You know, I'm sure we'll see another big third party there. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts will both be there. I mean, Shenmue maybe, but
yeah,
like I said, and maybe Red Dead. Like, that's like, out of all the third party games that probably may not be at E3, like, I think Microsoft would be dumb not to like throw money at Rockstar to say, "Hey, can we please show Red Dead in 4K on our stage?" But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Honestly, I think that like games like that, like Rockstar, who go for that, like the graphics and stuff like that, would be dumb not to go with the Xbox, you know, to do that, because, you know, that's what with the Xbox One X and them, you know, pushing the barriers and stuff for graphics and all that, they, you know, that's kind of their thing right now.
Yeah.
And I know we haven't talked about the PC experience, the PC conference. I do not have a date or time for that. They did say it was going to be at E3 along with Digital Developer. They're going to also be there. But I think a lot of people are focusing mainly on the first party and certain third party ones, because EA, that might be a struggle for a lot of people, because they're going to be like, we expected all of this. Nothing new about it. So, like, EA got a lot to prove, and I think people are going to probably look at it and just wait till they see clips or read the news about it, and then go back to bed or go out, go have their day.
I think since Call of Duty, PlayStation has Call of Duty, it wouldn't surprise me if Xbox showed off Battlefield 5.
Yeah,
they're going to show off Battlefield 5 and Anthem to battle Destiny and Call of Duty. That's just my guess.
They'll have their big networking setup where you can all the people, you know, famous people and stuff are playing against each other and Battlefield and all that, I'm sure. So
well,
something like that.
To demolish like Destiny 2 and Activision, if Microsoft and EA could do maybe a 35-minute demo that you could like literally download to your system, just a campaign, something, not really multiplayer, for like right after the show of E3 of Microsoft's press conference, I think Activision will probably be like, okay, we can't do the pre-order thing. We gotta now raise up the stake. We gotta release this now, or you know, we got to make sure that the content that we're giving them is going to be better than those other two. Because if EA and Microsoft got that and they're both good and they're getting a lot of buzz, that's going to be more of a positive for Microsoft and EA.
It wouldn't surprise me if they said, "Hey, Anthem's getting a beta this Christmas. If you pre-order it, you get early access on Xbox One. Xbox One is launching a week before the PlayStation 4 beta. Like, play the beta first here on Xbox One." Like, that would not surprise me at all if they did that.
And as long as they don't connect it to EA Origins and just release it for all Microsoft players only.
Yeah, well, I bet the EA access will be 3 days early, like it always is, the beta. then Xbox will get it, which EA Access is only on Xbox One, so like whatever, you know. I mean I guess it's on PC also, but like, you know, you get that 3-day early access beta, then you get a week on Xbox One after that, and then you get it everywhere. So,
well, final thoughts, Jesse.
Well,
what are you expecting from E3? What do you don't want to see at E3? And what would be your drinking game at E3?
My drinking game.
Okay, so what do you want from E3?
Well, I just want a really good showing of new games and like what the future is going to be for Xbox. And what I don't want to see is just, you know, the same things that we already know, you know, are coming, being spent too much time on. You know, like I just want to, like, I kind of, you know, I want to see a little bit of Crackdown 3, but at the same time, I don't want them to spend too much time on it. I want them to, you know, be more, you know, doing more of spending more time on stuff that's coming, you know, coming next year or whatever, later on this year, stuff like that. And then I don't know about a drinking game, but I remember like earlier when I first started listening to the shows and stuff, I think it was that I had messaged you, like you guys had a thing on Facebook, like what are things that you know make for snacks or whatever for the shows, and like I remember telling you, like, one of the most easiest things that you can possibly make is you literally just get cream cheese and then a can of beanless chili, and you mix the two things together and heat it up, and it makes like one of the best chip dips ever.
Nice.
So that's what I'd be making for a snack thing if I could do that this year. But I don't know what's gonna be going on when E3 is going on for me this year. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Corey, what do you want from E3? What do you don't want from E3? And what would be your drinking game?
What I want from E3 is
yes.
I don't know. I just want to know Microsoft's first party is working on something, like, and you know, we know they are, but like, I just want to know what it is. I want them to come out and just announce game after game after game after game after game, and like deliver the message and say, hey, some of these games are 2-3 years out, and like I know Phil Spencer said that like he doesn't like announcing games early. But that's where you show the Fable teaser and say, hey, this game is at least 2 years away, but we want you to know we're working on it. I want them to announce what that, quote, quadruple A game studio is working on. I want to know what Halo 6 is. I want to know what gear, like, I want them to come out swinging and swinging hard. Like, yeah, that's what I want. I want them to do that, and I want it to be first party swings. I don't want it to be like, hey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks best on Xbox One X. I don't want that. Because like I know what Assassin's Creed looks like. I've been playing it since 2007, right? Like I know what that game looks like. I want Microsoft to say, look, we're putting a lot of effort into our first party stuff. It's going to look fantastic. It's going to look great. Halo 6 is like, I want them to, when they announce Halo 6, I want Frank O'Connor or what's the lady's name that runs the studio?
I don't know. But she got glasses, right?
Yeah, I forget what her name is.
I know what you're talking about.
I want her to come out and say, look, we listened to the fans. We know you want Master Chief. Halo 6 is all Master Chief all the time. And then I half expect them to announce a side story, honestly, like a ODST or Reach type thing. Like, and I still think the best way to do that would be like, hey, it's Halo ODST 2. You're playing as Buck, and you're learning how Buck became a Spartan. Like, I think that would be just like a perfect side story to tell. And it can either be DLC for Halo 5. It can be, because, like those character models already made, it probably wouldn't take too long to make another campaign out of that. Like, I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
But what I don't want is like 1 or 2 or 3 first-party titles that we know are coming, and then just the rest third-party stuff like last year. I don't want to see another car on their stage. I don't care. Like, we're not here to look at cars. We're here to play video games, right? Not that Forza Motorsport 7 didn't look fantastic, but, like, I want to play the game. I don't want to, like, look at your shiny car that I'm sure Porsche gave you a ton of money to sponsor that segment, right? Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see first-party stuff.
Okay.
And, like, my drinking game will be energy drinks to stay awake and watch them. Because I'm sure some of the press conferences will have boring developers who don't really know how to address a crowd.
Yes.
And it's not their fault. They're game developers. They're not marketing people or, like, public speakers. But, like, sometimes it gets rough out there. And I don't want EA to play some 90s jock jams music and bring out the plants and zombies and like dancing and stuff either. Remember when they announced Garden Warfare 2 and they just brought out the zombie and he was dancing to some generic jock jams 97 or whatever.
And we were just like, what the word is this nonsense?
Man, I think that was the first E3 we watched together, Ed. I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. I think Twitter clown. Yeah. For me, what I want from this press conference, I want great gameplay, actual gameplay to be showed. I want some dates, or at least a year that it comes out for all of them. Hopefully the PC show, if I decide to watch it or stuff, that only be an hour and a half or 2 hours, and don't spend too much time.
Is Age of Empires.
I will go for a Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's what I want.
Yeah, that. But that means I would have to get a graphics card, and I don't want to do that. I'll just wait for the Switch version.
Right. I don't want to. I do want everybody to have fun at E3. I don't want people to be having all those debates of who won E3 and being nasty online. I want everybody to like really celebrate E3 for all the press conferences. Like, find some good. You can find some things to complain about and criticize, but do it in a manner, if you're going to be sarcastic, or do it in a manner that's still respectable. Like, give some pros and not just all cons to the show. And for me, my drinking game, I'll probably have some juice or some soda. I know they're going to be saying 4K. They're going to say exclusive. They're going to, we know stuff is going to be for Game Pass. Pre-order betas. Hopefully Nintendo show something like really exciting, do Treehouse Live, that they're playing different games and do special announcements and stuff. And shout out to all the players who are going to be doing the Smash tournament and the Splatoon 2 tournament. Hopefully the winner that comes out there take home that winnings and have fun enjoying doing it. So but everybody, that's going to be Arsenal X podcast. You can find us on ngrradio.com or Nerds Gone Rogue on YouTube every Wednesday. Or you can follow us like on Twitter at Arsenal X Podcast, and follow us on Facebook at Arsenal X. We want to hear what you guys think about E3. What's going to be your snack game, your food plan? Are you going to be drinking through it? Are you going to be tweeting through it and stuff, taking notes? Let us know what you're going to be doing at E3. What you're excited about, what you're going to probably criticize. Are you going to fall asleep during EA's press conference? We want to know what you guys are going to do. And you can email us.
Unless they announce Titanfall 3, I will be sleeping.
I know. That's what I'm actually hoping for. That's something I want.
You can email the show at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts and what you'll be doing there. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at CoreyHC on Twitter and Instagram.
Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
You guys can find me on Twitter at @RetroCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and tune in. You can listen to last week's episode where I give my personal E3 predictions for the show. And with that, everybody, we're going to throw the X up one more time. Yes, because we're throwing down. Do not forget, tune in to ngrradio.com or follow us on Nerds Gone Rogue, where you guys will know when we're going live, if we're streaming. And also, it starts at 1 o'clock p.m. For the Microsoft conference. So, like I said, you can go to E3's website and find out what is your time zone for it. And with that, everybody, we are out. Bye. Oh, bye. One more thing. I'm sorry, boss. Did you cut it off?
Nope.
Oh, everybody, I'm sorry to eject this, but please do check out our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze commentary that we did last week. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear us talk through that movie, laugh with us, and enjoy that one. We are planning to do the part 3 sometime in the future, but yes, do check out our movie commentary. Now, with that, we are out. Bye, everybody.